Hello.
And we're
Hello.
live. And we have Mr. Jeremy York again. Welcome to the show. Now we've
Thank you.
got you on Unlocked and Uncensored. Anything
I vaguely
goes.
saw some comments in a live stream before this one. It made me giggle when they popped up. You were talking about what was not going to be happening on Unlocked and Uncensored in Greg's chat, I do believe.
Oh, what did I miss?
I swear that I can't remember what the notification said exactly now, but it made me giggle so hard.
Oh, well, I need to know. Inquiring minds must know.
I'll
What
have
did
to
I
go back.
miss?
I'll have to go back and look.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yes.
Hello, Jesse Wilson. How are you tonight?
Yes. My arm
As you see,
disappeared.
we're all sharing out is what we're doing at the moment here.
You know.
Yep.
The first 5 minutes it takes of the show, it's going to take us to do that. Hello, Greg. How are you? Um, and yeah, we have to talk about that steak you had the other night. And did
It
you
was
have
unfair.
drinks for us? Yeah, it really was unfair. Too bad we didn't have Nick here to put the big steak on the screen again.
You underestimate me. I was already doing it.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
just
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this thing, Greg.
Oh,
I mean, come on. That's kick
unfair.
ass steak right there, and unfair, right?
Very
Um,
unfair.
That was a good looking steak there.
that
It
really
really
was.
was. It
Yeah.
was as big as a
And
dinner plate.
inquiring minds want to know, how do you eat your steak, Greg? My daughter Jessie popped up at the same time, so I tried to say, ask you about your steak, and, but
And
say
read
her
her
name.
comment at the same time.
He hadn't
Yeah,
finished it yet.
I
I
bet
bet.
not.
I bet not. That was quite the steak there. And of course, now Blueberry is going to join the show tonight. Because I've come out of the closet. As y'all see, I'm out of the closet
Only
tonight.
for today. We don't let her out very often.
Yeah, they don't let me out very often. You just never can tell. Oh, see, Jeremy's already beat me to the punch. I'm going to the Skeleton Key chat, and he's already been there and done that. So, let me at least go to the Skeleton Key friends and put it there. Because there's, folks there that
Well, I
aren't
didn't
in the.
think about that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's folks there that aren't in the
I'm in a lot
host
of chat.
chat. There's a lot, yeah, between all the networks. I mean, and we were
Yeah.
I
just
know.
talking about that on Dylan's show. I forget the name of it because there's been so many shows
Shadows
rolling.
on Paranormal.
Shadows on Paranormal, and we were talking about how fast Skeleton Key has exploded, and well, I mean we're not the only ones. Things has exploded. I mean we've all just it's just we all partnered up together, and boom, we've just all got huge. I have a robot voice, Jesse.
Oh, you sound fine to me.
Okay, well then maybe it's
It,
her.
Hey, Sherry.
I can hear you, but it's getting crackly.
Check the check the actual plug-in part. Make sure it's plugged in good.
Yeah, it's plugged in good. Is it better? It's
No, it's still
probably.
crackling.
Hey Nick.
Oh, oh, Nick, I brought your girlfriend. I'm so glad to see you here in the chat.
Um,
You brought her here too.
am I still weird? Is my
Yeah, I think it's the headset.
shit? Hang on.
I was just watching Scary Movie 3 earlier today. That has Samara in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How's that,
Oh,
y'all? Is that better?
yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Say something.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Okay, Verizon.
I
You're still
both.
crackly. It's weird.
Yeah, can still hear you.
Yeah, it's
Still
fine.
hear what you're saying. It's just crackly.
Hold on, let me go.
You'll switch to the phone.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have enough battery. We're at
We
50
wouldn't
seconds.
be us without technical difficulties.
Well, I could just leave my phone plugged in.
That- That's how it was on my own show.
I mean, always something.
It really is.
Always something. Now I have to go back and find my link from Jess.
Snack crackle pops. Hi,
Yep.
Joe.
No. Anyway, so I think we're kind of winging it tonight. Did you have a particular thing you wanted to talk about, Terry?
No, let's just dive deep into Jeremy's life. Hang on, y'all.
Well, we are unlocked and uncensored, so
Do you have any skeletons in your closet, Jeremy?
not in the closet, but I do have one just right over here next to me.
Of course you do. Oh,
He's plastic, green, and glows in the dark.
nice, nice.
Yes. His name is actually McCoy.
Yep, Terry's all. I feel like I should have the a sound bite of just the song "There She Goes," so that every time she disappears, I can play it. Yes,
Phew!
please feel free. Go right ahead and share links. Sherry,
Hey, she's back.
Sherry, Sherry is part of the Parafam, so
Okay.
we all
Can
do
you
a
hear me
bunch of
now?
lot of link sharing.
Yep.
Okay.
We do
Now
not.
I
We do
can't
not have
see
a
any of the
skeleton
comments.
under the porch outside.
So
Can
everybody,
hear you, but your video is jumping.
seriously?
Yeah, but we can hear you fine. It's not crackly anymore.
Might settle
The video?
down if you give it a minute.
Maybe I need to go back to the closet now.
I told you we don't let you out long.
I know, right? uh,
Oh. So
Jesus.
apparently Jeremy does not have any skeletons in his closet, but he's got one over next to him. So
Oh, let's see. Is my camera still funky?
no, it's working now.
No, it's working just fine.
I
Okay.
figured it might just take a second.
Here's
Oh, there's a skeleton over there. I see. Is that a Santa
yeah.
hat?
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm looking at it on the phone. It's like this big. I can't see what it
Oh, here. I'll make it big for you.
is. Yeah, Nick, I may have to.
You look all right now, though.
What you should do is get yourself a booster.
Wi-Fi booster. I mean, it
Yeah.
might help if you've got
Well,
the router in a place where it gets signal, and then you use a Wi-Fi extender. Nick's girlfriend's eating my arm. Um, it just keeps vanishing. um,
I'll tell you what. Back before we started the show, before Terry hopped on, you were like this, and the way the green screen was is that it had cut off the front half of your face, and then this part of your body here was fine. Then about mid torso down, it cut off again.
I'm not even surprised.
Yeah.
oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, well,
Hmm.
paranormal.
Yeah,
Paranormal
yeah.
activity right there.
I thought it was kind of weird that the green screen was doing that to her. I mean, I know it does it to Nick a lot, but not quite like what it did to her.
Because
I
technically,
have never
I
seen
don't
it
have a
take
green
somebody's
screen.
face off before.
I don't have a green screen. It's a built-in feature of StreamYard.
Yeah, that's what Nick did too when he was down in the basement. Um, what you saw Friday night, he was actually up in his office. But for a while, he was down in the basement, and he had that green screen that was built into the StreamYard. He was using that, so it was making parts of him disappear, but not quite what it did to you.
Yep, yep.
Oh no, it was pretty freaky the other night with his face.
Yeah, the whole Phantom of the Opera
Yeah,
thing.
have the phantom face, you know.
Yeah, it did give him that cyborg
Hi,
look.
Stevie.
Um, have you seen the movie Midsummer?
No, but I know I have. I think I have it on my list. Some. I feel like I've heard of it.
I'll
What
tell you
genre of movie is it?
I'll tell you what, that movie is definitely not for the faint of heart. It gets pretty graphic, and the way that you looked
Hey
when the
Don.
green screen cut off the front half of your face was actually reminded me of a particular scene from that movie.
Oh no. What is it on a particular streaming service by chance?
I have no idea. I got the
I'll
DVD.
have to look.
Yeah,
I don't do the streaming stuff.
we'll have to find that.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, to discuss
Except for
Jeremy's
Peacock.
library.
Yeah, I do have Peacock, but that is so I can be able to watch WWE pay per views. So I
Thank
can watch WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. That's the only reason why I have that.
Luckily, we actually live next door to my parents. My dad actually rents them every time. So if William wants to watch, he just goes over there. We don't do cable
Yeah.
because my kids don't watch cable. They watch YouTube, and there's no point in I was watching Netflix, not cable, so there was no point in paying for it.
Yeah, people keep telling me that the streaming services are the way to go, and I'm like, okay, what happens when your internet goes out? Then what are you gonna do?
Same thing
you. Right,
happens when your cable goes out. You
right.
Yeah.
ain't got nothing to
So,
watch.
yep. So that
And yeah,
so
we
that's
live
why I
in
got
Atlanta.
that's why I have my DVD collection,
Oh,
and it's a pretty substantial collection too. Nick can
hmm.
tell you about that.
Sherry is William.
Share the
William's.
link.
Yep, Sherry is out there doing her
Thank
link
you, Jude.
sharing very well.
If that's true.
That's Sherry.
DNC, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Jerry
Sherry's doing the links right now.
Yeah. Um, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a library.
William says what he'll do when the internet goes out is turn on the hotspot on his phone.
Yeah, I could put Amazon out of business.
I,
Well, since we're on movies, Jeremy, what's your favorite movie?
Of all time,
Yeah,
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I have not seen that.
It is it is a B movie from 1988.
mhm.
And a lot of people have seen it and they're like, "Are you serious? That's your favorite movie?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, it's my favorite movie. I watch it every Halloween." Um, and it's the title leaves nothing to the imagination. It is literally clowns from outer space going around killing people. Um, when they came up with the concept of it, it was supposed to be a parody of the Blob. Um,
Now see, I know of the movie. I've seen part of it. I know I've seen part of it. Um, and but I did not know that it was supposed to be a parody of the Blob.
yeah, it's to me it's just an awesome movie. It is so much fun to watch. It really is. It's a I guess you could call it a black comedy.
Hmm.
Um, it's to me, it's not scary at all. It's funny. The acting in it is terrible. But the cinematography for that movie really works, and the story in the movie is awesome.
Yeah,
Um, and it has developed quite the cult following. And for
that I do know
years,
very
they've
much
been
is
wanting
true.
to for years they have been wanting to do a sequel, but they haven't been able to.
My daughter Jessie also has the clown phobia. She does not do clowns.
Yeah.
And of course, they blame me. They say, she says it's PTSD from having to watch it as a child. She also doesn't like dolls because of Chucky and also blames me for that as well.
Well, I will tell you this from a lot of people that I have talked to that have the fear of clowns, they have blamed it either on killer clowns or they blamed it on it.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Like, I'm
Um,
not gonna purposefully like seek out a clown, but I'm also not going to run screaming from a clown. I
right.
guess.
Me,
I guess it would
I
depend
I
on the
love clowns.
situation. You
Like, if
know,
I
now
walk up and this dude is looking like, John Wayne Gacy in his clown costume, yeah, I'm gonna leave.
well, or let's think about like if I mean we're all investigators. Think about being on investigation in a dark place and a creepy clown. You know, that might make me shit myself a little bit.
Yeah, if we're investigating an abandoned place and a clown walks out of the room after we're locked in, no, I have a problem with that.
Right.
Yeah,
And Nick, they actually had 3D behind the title at one time. It was going to be called Return of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space 3D.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's 3D. My husband, you couldn't hear him, but when we started talking about clowns, he literally shivered in the bed. And I looked at him to see what in the world, if he was having some sort of a seizure. He said, and he just looked at me and said, "Fuck clowns."
Yeah.
So apparently he does not like clowns.
and you know, it's. I
Some
think we
clowns
got
they can
a
be
show about that once.
unsettling, but to me they're just so much fun. Particularly the evil clowns, they are just so much fun to watch.
I agree. I think so too.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. Like in movies and stuff. Oh, I don't mind watching killer clown type movies at all. And I watch true crime to go to bed at night. So
right. I mean, me too. Jeremy is now as a paranormal investigator. I know that Jess does. I do. Do you fall asleep to like true
or
crime
something
or
creepy
creepy shit like we do?
or odd that people would consider odd.
Do do I what now?
I go to sleep to go to sleep at night. The both of us play true crime something, whatever it is. I watch true crime YouTube. She watches true crime like TV shows on the TV.
I
That's
did.
what we play to go to sleep at night, and apparently
Um,
that's weird.
oh, for that, no. I'll I'll watch whatever and turn everything off and go right to sleep. That doesn't bother me.
Oh,
Now
it's the
there have
insomnia, I guess.
Right.
well now if I were to try to go to bed early, um, then I it would be like I do have insomnia. And there have been some times where I cannot go to sleep at night because my brain won't shut up. Um,
Right.
and yeah, because I got so much. I just saw that.
Go
Mm,
ahead. I'm
Give
already over there
give
to
it
change
time.
it.
You still got 41 minutes left to go.
that's right, William. There's still 41 minutes
Yeah.
to go.
Go ahead. I've
Um,
already
I
changed
mean, I
it how
did
you
say
want to.
fuck, you know
Well, now,
what,
now,
three or
now I have
four
to change it
times
to.
on the other show.
Oh yeah, that was on the other show.
Yeah.
There you go. Now we have one. Go ahead.
There you go.
Actually, when I go to bed, I like to read for a bit, and
Oh,
then
see, I
I
can't
turn
do
on my
that.
lights.
See, if I start like reading before bed sounds great, but do you know what happens if I start a book before bed? I then finish that book
The same. I'm awake three
at
days
3,
later.
4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
I
That's it.
can't not
depending
finish a
on the
book.
novel, I'll try to read 10 pages, but depending on the novel, I have actually found myself reading 20, 30 pages before. Oh shit! I need to turn my light off.
No,
Uh,
I can't do it. I'm like, oh, but I'm not done with this chapter yet. Oh,
Yeah, that's
but that's
me.
the
And then you get to the
cliffhanger.
end of the chapter, and then, well, you got to go on to see what happens next. And like I said, I'm
right.
3 days later on the couch, you know, nose deep in
Shaking like a
this.
crackhead, nose deep in this book because we
Um,
haven't slept.
yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what. The ones that really captivate me, the first ones that really got me into the stories were the Harry Potter books.
Understandable.
I I could not put those books down. Um, one, of course, you know all the stories. They are so good,
Hmm.
um, so
actually,
captivating, and it was so easy to read.
Yep, it just flowed.
I
Yes.
have never read a Harry Potter book, and and I have just recently started watching the Harry Potter movies with my grandson. Had never
Well,
watched any of them because my kids were, they were, I guess, older, when Harry Potter came out. And
Uh-huh.
mhm.
I was busy working, and, none of my grandkids, well, my oldest granddaughter didn't get into Harry Potter. But my grandson, Jackson, I guess in the last mm, 6, 7 months, he's gotten into Harry Potter. So now, of course, I want to read the books.
Well, I still will always love the Harry Potter world and what it meant for me. But I don't buy anything firsthand anymore because, and a lot of people will probably know why. I'm not going to go into it, but I don't support the author at this point. I did in the beginning, but she's just problematic now.
Yeah, I've heard a thing or two about her.
Yeah,
Um, but
unfortunately,
Terry,
they're
I will
true.
tell you this: as far as the movies go, each movie gets darker and darker.
It does. Even in like the beginning when you see the WB logo, if you look, I think there's actually a
Uh-huh.
YouTube video that shows them all side by
Yep.
side.
Yep.
That gets darker
It
from the
it
beginning to
sets
the
the
end.
tone.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I'll have
no, normally these logos they just put them there and then you go
Yep.
right into the movie. No,
Not them.
from the first second going into the movie, it sets the tone.
Yep. It does. 100%.
Yeah.
oh, I'll have
Um,
attention to that. I'll have to start a Harry Potter when I go to bed tonight now.
yeah. Well,
Because we started recording all of them, of course, because me and Jackson will have Witch Watch and watch Harry Potter movies.
ooh, that is very true.
Now,
I I will
I'm in the
recommend Lord
middle
of
of
the
Lord of
Rings.
the Rings.
I will recommend Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit to anyone. The Silmarillion, don't unless you just really want more of that world. Don't put yourself through it.
Lord of the Rings. I started reading that book 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and it's all one big thing with all three books in it and
Hmm.
the
Right.
appendices in it as well.
Yep.
So there's
It's a thick one. She's thick with like a three C's.
yeah, um, and it was intimidating to start it, but I wanted to read it because I heard that there were a lot of differences between the book and the movies. The movies were fantastic,
I was young when I read them too.
and reading the book, I see the differences, but I also see where a very good portion of it made it into the movie. But then there
Yes.
are those subtle things that aren't
Well,
in
see,
there.
it's the same with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I am
So
still pissed that Winky was not in the movies. That's all I'm gonna say. I wanted
the,
Winky to be in the movies.
the first noticeable difference that I saw um, in the movie Treebeard
Hmm.
is actually a combination of Treebeard and another character. I forget the name, but another character in the book. Um, I think it's in the first book, Fellowship. And because as soon as I started reading the dialogue of this other character, to me it said Treebeard right away.
Hmm.
Um, I want to say his first name was Tom, but I don't remember. It's in the Fellowship of the Ring, and his action, the way that he spoke, reminded me so much of Treebeard. And no, no.
Oh, welcome back
Um,
to your witchy self, Sherry. Thanks for all the link shares.
no, thank you.
Yes, thank
Um,
you to Sherry.
I just started book three. And
Okay.
in fact, I am now in the second chapter of book three um, of Return of the King.
Nice.
So,
They're
I'm
very good books. It's a
and I'm only
wonderful
reading
world.
like it is, and he is very descriptive,
Yeah.
which would probably explain about 50% of that book.
Hmm.
Right,
He is very descriptive, but the way that he writes it, it gives you that visual image
Yep.
of the world.
You can see it in your head.
right.
Absolutely. I don't know. I find that with bigger, because I have a lot of very big, thick books like that that I love to dive into, but I also have to break those up. When I finish a really big, thick one, I have to take a break and read something little. I have my guilty pleasures, paranormal romance. I will take no questions or judgment at this time. That's enough.
I can't do that. I won't start another book until I finish this one.
Oh no, I'll finish the big one and then I will take a break before I go to another big one with some
Yes,
Okay,
paranormal
I had
romance.
no
yeah.
idea. I had no idea that you did paranormal romance.
I also write paranormal romance, and that is all I will ever tell you.
Um,
Oh, see,
Nope.
we need to do an interview of Jess on Unlocked and
I'm
Uncensored.
busy that day.
I am actually planning on doing some writing myself. Um, Not a lot of people know this, but years and years and years ago, I started a novel, and it was going to be very much in the vein of Stephen King.
Hmm.
Um, I got halfway through it. I got through the mid story climax, and I knew what my ending is. But once I got to the climax, I drew a complete blank on how to get from there to the ending. Um, and recently, I was talking to a couple people about this. Um, I was talking to Katie about it, and I was talking to Tim about it, and Tim gave me an idea, and I started thinking about it, and now I think that if I really sit down and have time to do it, I think I can now flesh out um,
Right,
that third act.
revisit it and yeah,
Continue.
open it up again and finish that story.
Yes, and I am planning on doing some more books. In fact, I actually would like to do a fictional story based on Lucy.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
That would be
I want to
very
do a
interesting.
fictional story, but I am going to be pulling elements of real life, like how I got the doll and how the doll was found.
Right.
But that would be about the
Because let's
only
say
true part
it
in the
it
book.
is very important to put out the truth about where Lucy came from
Yes.
and what Lucy is,
Because
because
we heard something
there's some
totally different.
rumors out there about, and we just won't even start any of that.
But I
But
think it's important
Oh,
to
I
Jeremy,
put
know
it
the
out there.
rumors. I
Yeah.
know the rumors. People are saying, "Oh yeah, that doll is demonic. That doll is evil." No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
right,
That
right,
You
doll
'cause-
is
could,
that doll
Magnus.
has got nothing. Now, I do have a theory as to why the doll is in the shape that it's in, and I've been completely honest about it.
Mm.
I personally think that somebody was using it as a conjuring item to try to
Oh.
conjure something up.
But see, you're
do
I
you
putting that out
have
there
that
as
with
a
you?
theory.
Yeah, that's
You're
my personal theory.
you're not saying, "Oh, this is a definite." And
Right.
Right.
that's the important difference
Nobody
there.
nobody knows the story of this doll.
Right.
Have
Um,
you? Do you have
and
her there with
anybody
you,
who
Jeremy?
says, "Well, this doll is that, this doll is this," they are full of shit. I will say that right now.
There you go.
Nobody knows the story behind this doll.
But I would be I do love some good horror books as well. I would love to read a fictional story on Lucy. That would be a good
Absolutely.
one.
Right. I'll
I
buy
will.
that book and I want an autographed copy.
And I also want to say that if William sends you a copy of anything I have written, he will be coming with them with the copy, and he will be staying there.
That's okay, William. I'll let you spend the night. Jeremy, do you have Lucy with you now?
She's in the living room, sitting on my couch.
She's having
And
a
how
bit of a
long
sit.
have you had Lucy in your possession?
She came into my possession the end of April,
So not very long.
April 30th. Yeah, she became. Well, hold on. I was told April 30th that she was going home with me.
Hmm.
This was when I was at Adrian's house, and I left Adrian's house on May 2nd, and that was when I actually took her from Adrian's property. So I guess you could say technically May 2nd would be when I actually had her. But
Right.
Right.
I found out
So Adrian had her before that.
she had the doll for, I want to say, about a year.
And so
Oh,
any
that's
kind of
interesting.
activity at all, any reportings.
She said that the only thing that had happened was that it fell off a shelf.
That's interesting.
Now the thing is, what and people are going to be like, oh yeah, that doll's moving.
Oh,
The thing is, because from the neck down, it's all plush, it's all cotton.
I see.
Then you got the plastic, porcelain, resin, whatever it's made out of. You got the head, and then when they cut the head off, they put all these items in there, and then they put that glass dome up on top and glued it in. So this doll is very top heavy. So if you don't have it set in just right, it is going to fall over.
Yep, that makes sense.
Now, where did this doll actually come? How did
Right.
things get possession of this doll?
It it was found at the Masonic Temple in Salina, Kansas. Um,
And that's
Jennifer
an
and
event that y'all did there last year, right?
yeah, that was where we were at. The doll had already been found previously. In fact, but at that time, that was in September, and it was already in Adrian's possession. When exactly she got it, I don't know, but it was already in her possession. The first time she went,
Figured
yeah, I
I'd
see
go
all
ahead and
the
share
names
it.
now. Yeah, the first time that's got to be Nick.
No, that
Um,
was me.
oh, you did it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
went and pulled it up on my other screen.
Um, the first time that Adrian went temple, and I could be wrong on this, but the first time that I know she was at the temple was in January of last year. And
Hmm.
the only reason I know that is because I was supposed to have been there. Um, and then we had a terrible snowstorm, and I didn't want to take the chance of driving out there because it is a 12-hour drive for me to get there. And we were going to be having a terrible snowstorm, and I didn't want to take the chance. Now, 2 weeks later, I did go there. No, I'm sorry. A month later, I did go there. In fact, I was there on Valentine weekend,
Hmm.
and Adrian was not there. She didn't go this time around, but the people that the team that she was on, they were there. That she was on at the time.
Right.
And let's see, I don't think that the doll was in Adrian's possession at that time, but I don't recall seeing the doll at the temple.
And I want to
Um,
share a picture of Lucy
yep.
here outside the Stanley.
So Lucy has an account not only on Facebook, but she is also on Instagram and on TikTok.
Good to know.
And she's starting to get some attention on TikTok already.
Cool.
Oh, I imagine TikTok loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So so Jennifer Coons is the one who runs the temple, and her and Adrian became friends. And Jennifer told Adrian that she was going to throw the doll away, and Adrian said, "No, you're not. Send it to me." So Jennifer shipped it out to Adrian,
There
and
you go.
this was when Adrian was living in New Mexico, and then okay, I don't know what I'm hearing.
My my
her her
grandfather
late
clock.
clock. It's
My
always
husband
late.
hasn't said it in a few days,
Okay,
obviously.
so the members of Adrian's team ended up taking the doll and took the head apart to see what all is in the head.
Who and what's in
Uh,
there?
I can tell you for sure that there is an eye hook in there, a screw. There is a small little plate with the name Dean on it. Um, it's said to have a yes, Lucy the doll. It's said to have a bone in there as well, but we I don't know if it's a human bone, an animal bone, or a fish bone. I've heard all three, so I don't know for sure. And there's some other items in there.
Well, that's interesting. That kind of plays on one of the rumors that we did hear about, there being
Yeah.
It
bones
did,
of
but
a particular kind.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
What,
and the reason, and because of the bone being in there, that's why I think that it was being used for a conjuring unit.
It that makes
well,
sense
you know
to
what
me.
I'm
And which
feeling? I'm feeling like someone did this to get pregnant.
possibly. It
The
reminds
eye
me of the
hook,
contents of a Gree bag.
right? The eye hook to catch something.
Hmm.
The name would be the person that they intended. You know, um,
Could be.
the bone, the bone could be a lot. Bones don't always mean bad things.
No,
Especially considering the time period, and it may not have been a bone when it was put in there. You know, it could
it
have
could have
been
been
something
something,
like
you
a
know,
food
it had
offering or
bones in it.
right. It could have been like a food offering or something like that, for whatever they were doing.
Yeah,
I I get that it was done to get pregnant. I mean,
could
could be
be. A
way
doll
wrong,
is kind of a particular thing to choose.
right? Because things like that we do with witch bottles, witch jars. Gree bags, voodoo dolls, which are not always bad. People always assume a voodoo doll is bad.
Well, and it's
And they're
because most people call them voodoo dolls, and technically, a voodoo doll is a type of puppet, but they're all called puppets. They're not all voodoo dolls.
right, right. So that sounds to me like
Either fertility or something, they were doing something, could have been for the health of a child.
right,
Could be. I don't know.
a chicken or a rabbit would represent fertility.
Fertility.
You know, if you were looking, to I really feel like it was some kind of pregnancy bonding,
Or something
Um,
for a child would be one of those two, would be
mhm.
my guess.
Well, Adrian did say that her old team did take pictures of the stuff that was in the head, um, but she's not on speaking terms with them, so she's not really sure she's going to be able to get the pictures of all the
Did
items that are in
did
there.
they put everything back into the head?
Yeah, everything's back in there. The glass dome is glued in there. You can't take it off unless you break it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Um, the the shoulder strap the right the right shoulder was cut, and just today I taped it back up because I'm getting tired of having to drape it back over the shoulder.
Getting
Yeah.
tired of putting Lucy's clothes back on her.
Do your arms hang low?
Yeah. So, and the reason that Adrian gave me the doll is because her and Zach are going into foster care, and they don't want the doll to scare any kids.
That makes sense.
And she also doesn't really want to put the doll away in a box where it'd never be seen again.
Hmm.
Right.
Um,
Because, yeah, just
Zach,
in case it
Zach would have
is.
been okay with that because he doesn't like dolls. So she decided to give the doll to me.
Yeah, makes
Um,
sense.
and she had actually been offered money for this doll, and she turned it down. Um, but the thinking behind that is, although
I think it's the
again
porcelain.
not substantiated, but the thinking was is that the person who's offering the money was going to turn around and try to sell it to Zach Baggins.
Right.
Oh, that
And if
Baggins.
that had happened, then automatically we're going to have a backstory on this doll, who is in this
Yep.
doll, and
He's going to
all of
have all
that.
this information that nobody else has ever been able to find
Right,
because it doesn't exist.
right.
Oh, Zach Baggins.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what?
Don't get me wrong. He is a great showman.
Oh,
That's about
absolutely.
all I can say.
Yeah.
And
Drama,
he's a good film editor.
drama queen. He's a drama
Yeah, that
queen.
too. That too.
There you go. So
Uh,
with this
Hey,
doll,
Dylan.
it's definitely not something that needs to be hidden away for
no.
whatever. So
No,
that's
absolutely
why
not.
I created the Facebook account. Um, and then Katie actually talked me into creating the Instagram account. I thought, don't you think that would be kind of like overkill? She said, no, just do it.
Not for a creepy doll, no. And then TikTok
Right.
was an obvious one
I
because
know
they
I'm
love stuff
itching to
like
Yeah.
get
that.
And then I
money
thought,
in.
you know what? Let's go another step forward. Let's just open up a TikTok.
Mhm.
And
I'm itching to
the
get my
TikTok
hands
is
on a
where it's
creepy doll.
getting the attention.
Yes, we do. We need some creepy dolls. As long
Yeah.
as they do need to sleep at your house, Terry.
Well,
She's been sitting right there on
my
my
new
couch
game,
for the last several days, has not moved. Um,
It's not really
well,
the fear that
no,
they're
no,
gonna move.
I take it back. I did take her with me yesterday when I got on the road. I went to go see my daughter, but I didn't take the doll in to see the daughter. I was
right?
actually going to stop in a couple places on the way home to try to find abandoned buildings, and places like that to take pictures with Lucy.
Nice.
Um, but
Right, let's
I
do a little
ended,
urban exploring.
You're a little urban explorer, she said.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I ended up coming straight home, so I didn't take her anywhere. But I will be taking her on all public location investigations with me.
Ooh,
I will not be taking her to any residences.
good idea.
Right.
Um, yeah, I'm actually going to be doing a. Oh, we got a view from Australia. Welcome.
Hello, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Well, it's let's see, 3 in the afternoon over there for her right
I
now.
was gonna say, yeah,
Oh,
they're like I think
oh
15
well, I am
hours
so.
ahead.
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say we're so sorry because this is definitely at midnight for us, so that's why this is unlocked and uncensored.
Yeah, it's a nighttime show.
It might be 3 p.m. over there though.
Well, actually, depending on where in Australia, because my friends Ann and Renata, where they're at, they are 14 hours ahead of me.
Right.
It's
Yep,
3:17 there. Yep.
same time zone.
Yep.
Um,
North
so yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking Lucy everywhere with me to get pictures, and I'm also going to have pictures of her with people.
Where are
Yeah,
you at, Sherry?
I've already had one person go nuts over her. She wanted to take her home. I'm like, no, 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 no. And she said, put it in your will that if anything happens to you, that dog goes to me. And I'll have to think about that one. Um,
Oh, I gotcha.
yeah. So
Oh,
she's already
Well, Jeremy,
getting popular.
Jeremy, you could always put it in your will that Zach Baggins has to get you the best funeral money can buy for
if he
that
gives you
dog.
the best funeral ever, you'll leave it to him in your will.
I will put it in my will that Zach Baggins is absolutely never ever to get that doll.
Absolutely, I do not blame you at all.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
either. I don't either.
because that doll needs to be treated with respect.
Absolutely, I agree.
Right.
See, I don't know, dolls, I don't like, I'm not a huge fan. I know why. I know why I'm not a huge fan of dolls, but that this is not a therapy session. So we're going to continue. But even my daughter never really played with dolls. So she has
Yeah,
a lot of stuffed animals. She loves her stuffed animals, her soft stuffed animals. She was never big on dolls. So it worked out for me.
there you go.
Well, we had all the creepy dolls from Graceland that those ladies ripped off from my stepdad.
I still can't believe they did it. They
Well,
were a
all
little
I
bit
could say is
creepy.
I hope that they're all
I hope
haunted.
they're
And
haunted.
yeah,
I hope each and every one of them has an attachment. Like every
right.
time.
So now people are going to be saying, "Oh, he's got a haunted doll." No, I don't. I just
No,
have a doll that looks creepy.
you have a creepy doll, not
Yes.
a haunted doll. There's no
Yeah.
evidence that
Yeah.
Lucy is haunted in any way. She just is creepy because of her appearance.
Exactly. And people are worried about that she has an attachment. You know what? I've had her for a month. Nothing has happened.
We had something similar that actually happened. Now, granted, you were never told that, oh, she's definitely haunted. We were actually given some haunted objects.
Yeah.
And we ended up, it was multiple things. So we split them up. Some went to her house, some went to my house. Never had so much as a thing happen.
And they're now we brought them back together. They're
Yep, they're
here.
there over there at her house. Never had a thing happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now
I've had
I will say this, Clarissa, when I went to an investigation with her last week, I rode with her, and I pulled the doll out of the bag, and she said that she immediately felt queasy with that doll. She didn't say anything about anything being attached to it or anything like that. She just felt queasy seeing the
Well,
doll.
and that could have been the energy put into it.
That's what I was about to say.
Because I've
Places
been around very powerful witches before, and just being in their presence
can
has
make you
kind of
feel
made me
queasy.
nauseous.
Yeah. And also, but also if say that doll did belong to a child, and maybe that child was very, very ill, and that is the doll that child held as they passed away, even if that child is not attached to it, that was still some energy. Things can hold the energy of things that have been around them.
You can definitely tell that doll was loved.
Yeah.
Um, it it
Yes.
has been
Heart.
dated from back in the 1800s. I don't know when yet. Um, I am guessing about 1880s,
Hmm.
but I don't know for sure. I would love to get an exact date on when it was made and who its owners were, but that would be pretty impossible.
Right,
Unless
but
you're Zach Bagans.
unless you're Zach Baggins, right?
Right, he'll find out just like that.
Right.
Um,
But you know what, Jeremy? You might reach out to someone like Catherine Sorellos
Who does energy readings.
and see what she picks up.
Did I tell you I had met her for 10 minutes, and she read several things
I
immediately,
mean,
and they were all
I mean,
accurate.
no, I do know that she works paranormal in the paranormal world. I don't
yeah,
know if she reads items,
I
but I
want to
would
say that
say
she said she did do to psychometry
if there was anybody out there that I would,
that I would trust.
trust,
yeah.
lean.
That's the thing right there. Trusting people.
Yeah.
I there's when it comes to work like that, there's I don't even have a handful of people that I really truly trust without question. Um,
Ooh, Joe has a good point.
Same,
yeah.
same.
Doll expert could possibly tell you when she was made.
Uh,
Well, and I was
good
going to
point.
tell you that, Jeremy.
Good
That's a good
point.
thought.
I was going to tell you that, look at an antique dealer, someone that does estate sales, something like that. They could at least tell you, about when it was made, maybe even, the doll maker, and that would be a good start.
I mean, a lot of doll makers that would be making dolls back that far back, they did often leave their mark somewhere on or in the dolls.
Yeah. That is a
Right.
very good point. I can track somebody down like that. Maybe I
Yeah.
could take it to the world famous gold and silver pawn shop down there in Vegas.
Jillian's got a good
For
point. Got a
pawn
good
stars.
question. Could these haunted dolls just be carrying the energies of their, previous owners or places they were kept, not necessarily their spirit, just the energies?
And
It's
I believe
very well
so.
possible. Yeah.
I believe so. Because Jess and I, our team investigated a home, and the energy of one of the homeowners, we kind of concluded was the problem there, and not paranormal activity,
No,
but the negativity this person put off
she.
with their own
This
mental,
person radiated it. Like you felt
and
like it's all
it
she could
just
talk about.
it just sunk into the walls. And
Yeah,
so I do believe that items can carry energy. Absolutely.
because
You know,
absolutely that is what was happening there. Because she did. There was never anything positive out of her mouth. There didn't appear to be any time anything positive was in her head at all. And the more that we investigated, the more that we realized that at the only thing that was a definite, oh, this is putting off EMF, was the 20-year-old alarm clock next to the bed.
right. And 16 drop cords plugged into one, 110 outlet.
Yeah. So who
Um,
knows?
I'm, I'm, I'm,
Basically,
try-
So
I'm trying to go back. Somebody had mentioned saying that they missed the backstory on Lucy.
yeah, that was Kelly. If you wanted to
That
give
was
a
Kelly.
rundown of that, feel free.
Okay, Kelly, there is no backstory on Lucy. Nobody knows where she came from, who had her, or why they did what they did. No, nobody really knows that. The only backstory that we know definitively is that she was found at the Masonic Temple in Salina, Kansas. She was going to be thrown away until one of my team members said for them to send the doll to her. And then she had it for about a
maybe just
year. And then she ended up giving me the doll because she was going into foster care and did not want that doll to creep out the kids. And she did not want to pack the doll away and put it where it would never see the light of day again. So she gave it to me. No. The only thing that happened when she had it was that the doll fell off a shelf. But the doll is very top heavy. In fact, let me go get it.
Yep, go get it. Go get it.
yeah.
Sherry was actually
Let's meet
asking.
Lucy.
Sherry was asking, can objects hold history of and the people around them? And yeah, objects, places.
I think so.
Okay, so here's the doll.
She is quite creepy looking.
Yes.
The
Now,
red there
yeah,
gives
the
the
the skin has been peeled away on
and it
both
gives
ends.
the appearance of like the muscle under our
Yeah.
skin, and it makes it
Right.
creepier. Oh, you were saying they can.
The
Gotcha.
the top of her head's been cut off, and she's got items in here, and then they put this dome and glued it shut.
Oh,
So that is all this extra weight is right here. Now from here, this is all it's hard plush.
but it's still plush.
It's still
It's probably
plush.
like a straw, Jeremy. Those older dolls have like a straw filling in them.
It
Or
could be.
wool. Felted wool would be
No,
rough.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not paint here.
Oh, so
Right.
she under her skin, she's
Yeah, somebody cut or ripped off the skin because
I
you
think
wow.
can
they
see where.
that.
Yeah,
I wonder if the whole head is red under the skin or if somebody when they cut the skin off painted that area red.
Well, it doesn't look that way
it,
because
it
there's
is
snippets.
because it's red everywhere.
Oh, I
Oh, okay.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why. That's a little odd for a doll.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, I would
it's it's really
definitely.
weird. So that's why I no the feet's not red. It's only in the head, upper
The body
torso.
is all
From
cloth.
from this part down, it's all it's all plush.
Ah, okay.
And Kelly is asking what's in the dome. Give hit him with the list of the items again.
There's a screw, an eye hook, uh, a little plate with the name Dean on it. Um, oh, there's a thing that looks like a film strip, but it's not an actual film strip. You know how like on camera films you got that thing with the all them squares down the
Down the
edge.
side, yeah.
That's
Right.
exactly what this looks like, but it's not that dark color. It is crystal clear white. It's not actual film. but it has lettering in it.
I wonder if it was for one of those things. Oh, I can't think of what they're called.
It's got the word foot in it,
Oh,
on that piece of film,
that's
and some other
interesting.
letters in there. The dome had been added. Somebody cut the top part of the. It's like they scalped somebody.
It's like they made a witch's bottle with it, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, with it having the word foot and the name Dean, I mean, that would make me think, huh, well, maybe it was for healing of a child that had been injured, or an infection, or might be for a dead child. That's true too. They did a lot of weird things with dolls for dead children.
Right.
yeah. So you
Oh,
see
I
where it
see it.
says, you see that film strip?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see the word foot. It's upside down.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, it's just really weird. So that's why I really want to find out the history on this thing.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons why I am putting it out online so much, because I am hoping
That
Maybe
that
yes,
somebody had
somebody
somebody
will go,
will
oh, yeah,
recognize this
my
thing
grandma's
and say,
dog.
"Hey,
and have some proof of it as well.
yeah."
It looks like
Um, and then maybe by doing that, that might be able to give me a history of who used to own the doll and where it came from and how it ended up inside a Masonic temple.
splicing tape.
Right.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Splicing tape, or maybe
And now
old
Terry is a photographer, so a film
like
photo.
black
okay.
and white film. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
been
it's
developed.
crystal clear.
That's so
Well,
odd.
there's some old black and white films that when they're not run through a camera, when they're not processed, they'll look clearish, and may over time I would think that they would fade. Especially if that doll has been sitting in the sun, with that glass dome.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you would think the word foot would have faded some as well.
well, that's true. I'd
It's
have
So
to
it's
see it.
confusing. Hey,
I know.
Linda. Hey, Joshua.
You know what,
Did
Jeremy?
she just appear at the temple one day? We don't know. Um, Nobody knows how long the doll has been in the temple. They just know that they found it
Could be.
when they were doing their little excursions. Keep in mind, a Masonic temple, those buildings are big, and this one here is huge. You got 6 floors, a basement, and a sub basement. So all in all, you got 8 floors in this building. It's 160 some thousand square feet,
Oh,
and
God.
it's a big box.
Right,
Um, and they have, and it's very easy to get lost in this building. It's one of my favorite places to go to. I've been there twice already. Um, and they want me to come back. And we just had them on the show on Supernatural Talk a week ago, and before we went live, they were telling me that they're waiting on me to come back there, and it's just a matter of me being able to have the time to go back there.
right,
Although, truth be told, with me being off of work right now, I can really go there anytime I want. Um, but I have to arrange it in a way so that it makes sense to go back right now.
right, right,
Um, but if anybody has ever been inside of a Masonic temple, um, one, it is completely different from a Masonic lodge. A Masonic lodge is just a small building. A temple is massive, and they have all kinds of rooms, and even hidden rooms that nobody is supposed to know. This Masonic temple, I know every nook and cranny of this building, including at least one hidden room that nobody knows about.
Mm.
Um, And this doll, I don't know where it was found. I'm going to guess that it was found in that hidden room.
Right.
Um, but I don't know exactly where it was found. I do need get with Jennifer to find out,
Yeah.
um, to get her history with the doll.
Mhm.
But
Right.
nobody knows where it came from. Nobody knows its backstory, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be taking it with me to every investigation, because I'm going to, at some point each time, if I get the time or even remember it, because you know how investigations go. They can be hectic
Yeah.
when you're trying to, when
Yeah.
there are certain things that you want to do and you just
Right.
don't have the time to get it all done.
Right.
Mhm.
But I'm going to try to use this thing as a trigger object, and also try to use it in a way that I might be able to channel somebody
Yeah.
who actually knows this doll.
That could be interesting.
Right.
Yeah. So until then, everything that's put out online is pure speculation.
Yes.
Like I said, anybody who
Right.
says, "Oh, that doll is haunted," "that doll is this," "that doll is that," they are full of shit.
There has been no evidence of that.
Right.
She is
Exactly.
simply creepy because she's old and looks creepy.
Exactly. That's
Right.
all it
And
is.
she's got weird
Not
freaking
haunted.
eyes.
It is not. It is not the new Annabelle.
At least to our knowledge right now at this point. Now, that's not to say, Jeremy, you don't come down tomorrow and she's partying in the living room.
Yeah. Maybe look, you've been taking
Oh,
her on
but,
rides and giving her the
before I go
couch.
to bed tonight, I'm putting her back in the living room. She's going to be sitting on my couch.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if she comes down tomorrow, and if you come down tomorrow and she's partying, just make sure you've got your phone, catch it on camera.
Right, partying
Linda,
with it.
I haven't taken her to any mediums right now. It is very hard to actually know a medium that I can
Yeah.
trust,
Yes.
and I can count on one hand, with fingers left over, um, how many people I trust.
When it comes to anyone who is an energy reader or medium or anything like that, I can count on one finger the amount of people that I would trust to read anything.
There you go.
And that's Catherine.
So you
That's,
know
Yeah.
exactly where I'm coming in.
well,
And yes, Joshua, you are absolutely right. Annabelle herself has been disrespected. Um, so that's why I am going to do what I can with this doll to make sure that it is treated with respect,
hmm
but I'm still going to have fun with it.
Well, I believe
absolutely.
everything happens for a reason, and she came to you for a reason. And you're taking her
It,
out in the world and letting her explore, and maybe that's what she needs.
Maybe that's
it,
why she's being haved right now.
it could
Right,
be. When I took her with me yesterday to go see my daughter is in a respite home an hour away.
hmm
right,
Initially, I had her in a bag, but
The
coming
doll, not
home,
his daughter.
right.
You worded that a little
I'm not
funny.
taking this thing around my daughter just
No,
on the
absolutely.
chance that there is an attachment to
Yep.
it, and I
right,
don't want anything getting to my daughter.
right,
100% agree.
Right. so so for as long as I can help it, my daughter will never ever see this doll
hmm
unless she is actually in this house.
Right.
right.
Um, but coming home, I shit you not, I I took Lucy out of the bag. I sat her in the passenger seat, and I fastened the seatbelt.
Nice.
Um, I do that shit with plants, so I know exactly what you're saying. You
Mhm.
know, I have seat belted implants and
Mhm.
other odd items.
Nice.
Yep. I even took a picture of it.
Yes, even
You know what?
Lucy.
I've decided on I'm gonna send you a Christmas present this year. I am gonna get you one of those baby carriers, and you can put her in the little baby carrier for your public investigations. Just walk
Oh,
around with her like an infant.
no.
Look, she can.
No.
Yes, she can
Oh,
put the Go Cam
That
on
would
it,
be funny,
Jeremy.
though.
it would
No.
be that. Hey, that'd be a good profile picture for her.
Well, and you can put the Go camera on your little mommy pack.
You little mommy. Oh,
I,
Well, okay, y'all. It
I could have
is.
so much fun with this.
you could, but
Can I
I.
check the hidden room? Um,
Good idea.
maybe, Joe. So I know about the hidden room. I know where it's at. I have seen it. The only problem is actually getting into it because it's a hole in the floor basically. Um,
Ooh.
what
Oh, I
what
don't
they
know if I'd
did
do that.
what they did is that there's a trap door and you can go down into this room. That's why it's a hidden room because when you shut the door, you don't know there's anything underneath you. You just
Is
think
there
it
at
just
least a
goes down to
ladder
the
or
next floor.
something leading
There
down?
is a ladder, but it's an old wooden rickety
Ooh,
ladder.
I wouldn't trust that.
Oh,
Exactly.
no,
I got
sir.
enough physical issues. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So unless I can have a metal ladder that I can climb down, I'm not getting into that room
No,
because I don't trust that
Right.
ladder.
no, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Absolutely not.
but it is said nobody's been able to confirm this yet, at least that I know of. It is said that there is a hidden door on that wall, in a wall in that room that'll lead you to the floor that it's on.
Hmm. But
But
it hadn't
nobody's
been
been able to
found.
confirm that yet.
Well,
Interesting.
I mean,
Yeah,
it makes sense. Typically, if you've got hidden doors and stuff, even
Yeah.
old hidden doors can have some pretty hidden triggers and things like that to open it.
right. But this room is not for the public to get into.
Ah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Um, it's been mentioned online a few times about this room,
Mhm.
but it's never been said what floor it's on, where on that floor it's on.
Well, I would guess that nobody who has actually been to knows where the trap door is, or has
Right,
been in the
right.
hidden room. I doubt they're going to put it out there on the internet because if it's not for the public, they stand a chance to get in trouble.
Right.
Right.
But there is a hidden room, um, and there have been public acknowledgement of it, but it's not something that is open to the public.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, I don't know if you noticed it, but I think that we have to get you the mommy pack for Lucy because,
Yeah, Jillian says you have to have it now too. You have to have a
yeah, I
papoose.
mean, popular consensus is you have to have a papoose.
Well, okay, I will admit I am going to have to get something
Hmm.
to put her in.
So why not a mommy pouch?
Right.
Um,
In fact, I may have one around here. You know, the grandbabies, the youngest one is turning a year old. We don't we don't need it anymore. I'll have to have Stevie go through the baby stuff.
Yeah, we'll send you one. You can just, but, and like, you don't have to share it with anyone else, but we would like a picture of you with Lucy in the pouch.
I'll,
You know he
I,
does
I
it.
will definitely figure something out.
We can call it a daddy pouch if that's better.
A
Right,
daddy pouch.
a, a Lucy bag. You know the Lucy ride.
I'll have to
I'll,
think of a catchy name for it.
Yeah, we'll come up with something.
I'll probably make you a little banner for it.
I'll,
Too.
I'll definitely figure something out.
Yeah.
But for the time being, it's good enough just to put her in a bag and take her with me.
Well, I mean, you say that, but you're not the one that's being put in the bag to be taken places.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Just saying.
serious. Right.
I
I
believe she
mean,
needs a pink Barbie
can you
movie.
imagine?
I had one.
Can
She
you
might not. I don't
imagine
think
Jerry
she's big enough for
grocery
that.
shopping with his
Um,
daddy pouch?
Yeah, I can picture him walking around with the daddy pouch with the doll in it, just doing mundane
Right.
tasks.
Right.
Yeah, poor girl, just tossed in a
yeah.
bag.
I mean,
But
right.
now, so yeah, Clarissa was feeling nauseous from it, and then I've got another one on the team. I brought her out, and she didn't feel anything. She just took one look and said, "Oh, that's disgusting. Why do you have this doll?" And then she was like, "That's pretty awesome that you have it, but it's still disgusting." I just
I
couldn't help
mean,
but laugh.
it is a creepy looking doll, but of course,
Oh
I
Well,
yeah,
think
it
it's
is.
cool.
well,
I think it's
technically,
cool
she
as
has the
fuck.
glass dome on her head, so Lucille Ball.
It absolutely is a creepy looking doll.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm going to show you something. So Adrian was when we had our event at the temple Fear Fest back in September. Adrian was bringing the doll with her, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on this doll. I wanted to
Oh, I
have a picture of,
imagine.
it. And she knew it.
That is
That's
the.
fun.
I'm not sure if the doll or the grin is creepier, but one or the
Right.
other.
Right.
Now, if that dog grins, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna just say, you know what? You can have the house. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna have to go. It's her house now.
but,
Right.
but Zach was saying that that was one of the reasons why they gave it to me because they saw how happy I was just to get a
Hmm.
picture of it.
Yeah,
So that they knew that I would do this doll right.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Because as
absolutely.
much as we joke and pick, though
Mhm.
the daddy pouch does sound like it would actually be kind of a smart idea. It would be easier
I
than
mean,
having.
seriously, you want to take
It's
her on
handy.
investigations,
It's
so it's
handy.
hands free,
Yep.
and you can put the Go Cam on the pouch too.
Yeah.
I mean,
See, it makes
it's a
sense,
win
but
win.
as much as we joke, all of the joking of other things, no, you don't disrespect things, not things
Right,
you're not even sure about like that.
No,
Linda,
it's
I've got a couple mediums on my team, um, so I can just use them.
There you go. See.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think we are going to go ahead and wrap up. It has been a long day and a long
right.
Oh
evening.
yeah,
We
it's almost 2 o'clock already. How did we
Uh,
go 20 minutes over already?
well,
Dang.
we book ourselves that extra 30 minutes as well.
Yeah.
So that
just
because
because
we're supposed to be 11:30 to 12:30. We
Right.
do we do to one just in case.
right, just
That
in case we have
that's what I
somebody
do on
missing.
my on 13th dimension. It goes from 8 to 10, but I've got to schedule till 10:30 to give myself that
Mhm.
little extra buffer.
Because you just
Well,
never know.
right, just because if you're in an interesting conversation, you don't want to cut it off, right there at an hour.
Right.
I know,
So
and with this doll, we can
We could
talk
talk about
we
her
could
forever.
talk
for a
all night
long
long.
time. Yeah.
We'll have to come back and
Yeah.
we'll have to check back in with Lucy periodically on her travels and what she's been up to lately, especially after we
Absolutely.
get the daddy back.
I will actually
Well,
also,
I,
once
I will
again,
say
real
this.
quick, go ahead and put that
In
link.
July, I'm going to be doing a filming project with another team. And they,
Not a stroller, Jillian.
yeah, no stroller.
Get you a little
That
pram.
would be major overkill.
That would be, I don't know. You know what? Lucy might enjoy it.
Yeah. Um, Now I am going to be doing a filming project in July,
Hmm.
and they know about this doll, and I told them I was going to take the doll with me everywhere, and I'd be bringing it with them, and they interested in seeing this doll and possibly even using it for the
Oh,
filming project.
that's interesting.
Yeah, but
Cool.
we're going to see. I mean, nothing is decided.
Well, I hope we'll hear more about whatever this filming project is later on, closer to time, maybe.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah, we
also
won't try to kill it now.
Yeah.
in June, Nick and I are going to be going to Wildwood Sanitarium in Salamanca, New York. And they actually have a doll room with all of these dolls in there.
Oh.
Um, and to
Cool.
my knowledge, there is no doll in there as old as Lucy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, very
Yeah.
cool.
So, guess where she's going?
Well,
She's gonna
hell
go. She's
yeah.
gonna go visit. She's gonna go for a play date.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Lucy's
all
gonna
right.
have a
Well,
play date.
we will see. I see everybody saying good night, and we will see
Good night,
y'all.
everybody.
Good
Thanks
night,
for
everybody.
watching.
Thank you for watching.
And I think this week, Terry and I don't think we're. I think we're taking a break from being on anybody else's show.
I think so.
so, so we'll see y'all Friday at 11. But we'll see you in our chats as well. So, y'all have a good night.
Bye, everybody.